Gemini, let's get into your reading.
The moment I flipped these cards, a sharp and uncomfortable energy cut straight through this spread. Something vindictive sat at the center of this table, and the cards exposed it without any hesitation. I can feel deception layered thick across these positions, and it traces back to one feminine energy. This person moved against you with calculation, and the cards confirm her actions were deliberate from the start. A woman plotted against you behind your back, and she is now facing serious trouble because of it. That message landed with force across this table, and Spirit did not soften it for her at all. The trouble heading her way was not placed by you, and the universe handled this correction by itself. You sensed something was off for a while, and the cards confirm that gut feeling was accurate entirely. The unease you carried was not paranoia or imagination, and the cards validated every suspicion you held quietly. She operated in shadow while presenting warmth, and that contradiction is exposed fully across this spread. Her mask stayed intact for a long time, and the cards say it finally crumbled and betrayed her. The first card is the Seven of Swords, and it arrived exposing betrayal hidden beneath a friendly mask. The Seven of Swords says she moved in secrecy, and her scheme was designed to weaken your standing. She smiled in your presence while working privately against you, and that duality is what this card captured. The Seven of Swords does not appear for small offenses, and what she attempted carried real weight. Her plot required effort and patience over time, and the cards say she invested heavily in your downfall. But this card also reveals the thief getting caught, and that is precisely what unfolded in her situation. Her secrecy collapsed under its own pressure recently, and what she hid began surfacing where others could see. The exposure was not partial or controlled, and what leaked out carried enough detail to dismantle her credibility. The lies she told started contradicting each other, and the cracks formed faster than she could repair them. People around her began noticing patterns, and the trust she once exploited turned into suspicion aimed at her. The next card is the Tower, and it crashed into this reading aimed directly at her entire foundation. The Tower confirms that her plans shattered violently, and the fallout she faces cannot be controlled anymore. What she built against you was never meant to stand, and the Tower tore it apart without mercy. Her reputation cracks in places she cannot reach, and the damage spreads faster than she can contain it. The Tower stripped every illusion she built, and the raw truth beneath is more damaging than her plot. The Tower does not arrive for small disruptions, and the collapse forming around her is very real. She miscalculated what would return to her, and the cards say that error is costing her everything now. The consequences she faces are not inflated, and they match the scope of what she attempted against you. People she relied on for cover step away, and her support system dissolves as truth spreads wider. The last card is Justice, and it arrived confirming that divine correction already began operating in your favor. Justice says the scales tipped back toward you, and what was taken is being quietly restored now. This card confirms her trouble is not coincidence, and what she receives now mirrors exactly what she gave. Justice does not punish without cause, and the precision of her downfall matches the precision of her scheming. Your protection in this situation was never accidental, and justice confirms that a higher hand shielded you throughout. You did not need to seek revenge, and the universe moved on your behalf without being asked to. Every card here points at one undeniable conclusion, and that conclusion is her reckoning arriving in full force. The energy around this spread is fierce, and it carries a finality she cannot negotiate or escape. I need to take you deeper into how this affected you, because the cards hold much more beneath. The cards turn their focus toward you, and what surfaces now is entirely about your side of this. You carried the impact of her actions quietly, and you never let anyone see how deeply it hit. There were nights the weight pressed hard on you, and you wondered why you were targeted at all. You questioned your own judgment more than once, and that doubt crept in because trust was weaponized. The betrayal did not just sting on the surface, and it reached places you still guard and protect. You kept functioning through it without falling apart, and nobody understood the toll that effort required. The confusion you felt was not weakness, and being deceived by a calculated liar is not your responsibility. You absorbed the shock privately and moved forward, and that composure cost more than anyone realized at all. The anger you felt was justified and real, and you still chose restraint over destruction every time. The first card is the Five of Pentacles, and it arrived confirming a season of real painful isolation. The Five of Pentacles says you felt abandoned during this, and the loneliness that followed was not imagined. You looked around for support and found fewer hands, and that absence deepened the wound even further. The Five of Pentacles confirms you walked through a cold season, and you walked most of it alone. That isolation was not natural or deserved, and it was manufactured by the distance her actions created. Resources felt tight, and stability felt shaken, and those pressures arrived because of what she set moving. You did not broadcast your struggle to anyone, and the silence you carried was both shield and weight. The emotional cost of holding it all together never showed, and the cards honor that invisible sacrifice. You gave yourself less credit than you deserved, and the Five of Pentacles says that pattern must end. The hardship she caused did not define you, and it revealed a strength you never measured before. Your resilience during that chapter was not ordinary, and the cards want you to see what you survived. The season she created was meant to break you, and instead, it forged something unshakable deep inside. The next card is the Empress, and it arrived with warmth pressing directly against all of that coldness. The Empress says your value was never reduced by her plot, and what she targeted cannot be destroyed. You are still whole despite everything she attempted, and the Empress confirms that wholeness lives completely untouched. The Empress brings abundance back into your field, and what was drained during that season refills now. Your creativity and warmth survived her interference, and the cards say both return stronger than before. The abundance forming around you now is not luck, and it arrives because you earned it through endurance. She tried to shrink you into a smaller version, and the Empress confirms that attempt failed completely. You outgrew the damage she intended, and that growth happened quietly while she was still scheming against you. The Empress sees your capacity to nurture and rebuild, and that capacity is what she could never touch. The Empress says your softness is not a flaw, and the gentleness you carry makes you truly powerful. You did not harden from this permanently, and the cards say that is proof of your true strength. The last card for you is the Strength card, and it landed here with quiet and grounded authority. Strength says you tamed what could have consumed you, and you did it without becoming cruel or bitter. You chose dignity over retaliation every single time, and that choice protected your trajectory moving forward. Strength confirms your composure was never weakness, and it was the most powerful response you could give. Your refusal to lower yourself to her level speaks volumes, and the cards say it elevated your path. What follows shifts toward her side of this, and the cards reveal what she hides behind closed doors. A darker presence stepped into this spread, and the cards reveal what this woman hides from everyone. She operates behind a mask most people trust, and that mask is exactly what made her so dangerous. The facade she shows the world is polished, and behind it lives a calculating mind that never rests. She watched you closely before making her move, and she studied your patterns for weaknesses to exploit. Her motives were never innocent or spontaneous, and the cards confirm every single step was premeditated. She disguised hostility as helpfulness for months, and nobody questioned her because the act was convincing. The patience behind her deception was unusual, and the cards say she calculated each move weeks in advance. The first card is the Queen of Swords reversed, and it landed carrying cold and calculated feminine energy. The Queen reversed says she uses intellect as a weapon, and her words cut with surgical precision always. She manipulates conversations to control the narrative, and she twists facts until they serve only her agenda. The Queen reversed confirms she presented herself as victim, and that performance earned her undeserved sympathy. She positioned you as the problem when you were absent, and the damage landed before you ever knew. Her cruelty was never loud or obvious to others, and that subtlety is what made it deeply effective. She planted seeds of doubt about you in careful places, and those seeds grew into narratives she owned. She spoke about you with a tone of concern, and that false compassion disguised the venom underneath. The Queen reversed confirms she envied something you carry, and that envy fueled her entire campaign here. She could not replicate what you have naturally, and that inability turned into resentment directed at you. Her jealousy was never about one single thing, and the cards say it consumed her across multiple areas. She wanted your position and your peace, and failing to take either made her increasingly reckless. The web she spun was intricate and deliberate, and the cards say she maintained it with exhausting effort. The next card is the Ten of Swords, and it confirms. Her own actions already pierced her back. The Ten of Swords says betrayal returned to its sender, and what she launched circled back fully. She lies in the aftermath of her own choices, and no external force caused this collapse around her. Every blade in her back was placed by her hand, and the consequences arrived without anyone intervening here. The collapse surrounding her was built by her own blueprint, and the deep irony of it is unmistakable. The Ten of Swords confirms an ending she cannot reverse, and the chapter she built against you collapses. Her alliances fracture quietly around her now, and the people she recruited distance themselves with each passing week. The trust she manipulated from others evaporates, and the cards say her inner circle shrinks by the day. She feels the ground shifting beneath her constantly, and the stability she once enjoyed no longer holds securely. Panic is becoming her default state, and the composure she faked for so long cracks in visible places. The last card is the Three of Swords, and it confirms that heartbreak now belongs entirely to her. The Three of Swords says the pain she caused came back multiplied, and it sits in her chest. She did not expect consequences to arrive this rapidly, and the shock left her scrambling for any control. The three pierced her with a truth she long avoided, and that truth is she destroyed her standing. Her tears fall because her own world fractures, and not because she regrets what she did to you. She mourns the loss of her influence, and the grief she carries is entirely selfish and hollow. The remorse she performs in public is manufactured, and her private behavior tells a very different story. What follows reveals the action unfolding against her now, and the cards say this correction only accelerates. The pace of this reading shifted hard, and what forms now is pure external movement aimed against her. The universe is no longer working in silence, and visible consequences land in her life every single day. She lost control of the narrative she built, and the people around her see through it at last. Doors that once opened for her shut fast, and she cannot charm her way through them anymore. The correction happening around her is not subtle, and the cards confirm it accelerates with each passing day. Her influence over others weakened at a pace she never anticipated, and the isolation is settling deep. She reaches for alliances that no longer respond, and the silence she receives back is deafening and final. The favors she collected from others dried up, and no amount of pleading restores what she burned. The ground beneath her shifts without warning, and each step she takes lands on increasingly unstable soil. The first card is the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and it landed confirming that her luck fully turned. The wheel reversed says the cycle she benefited from ended, and the downward rotation cannot be stopped. She rode momentum that was never hers to claim, and the wheel reversed says that borrowed time expired. The advantages she stole from your situation collapse, and each one returns to its rightful place with you. Opportunities that once appeared effortlessly now vanish, and nothing she tries produces the results it used to. The wheel reversed confirms her season of advantage collapsed, and a new season favors you instead of her. She scrambles to regain footing in areas that felt secure, and nothing responds to her efforts at all. Her reputation suffers in circles she once dominated, and whispers about her behavior grow louder each week. The wheel reversed does not spin back on demand, and she cannot manufacture a new favorable cycle alone. Her frantic attempts to restore position only accelerate the collapse, and desperation clouds every choice she makes. People who defended her now question what they missed, and that shift carries real and lasting social weight. The exposure is not finished yet, and the cards say more information surfaces confirming what you experienced. Others begin sharing their own encounters with her, and the pattern becomes impossible for anyone to deny. The collective recognition of who she is builds momentum, and that momentum works entirely in your favor now. Her name carries a different tone in conversations now, and the trust she once commanded evaporated completely. The next card is the Ace of Swords, and it arrived bringing absolute clarity and decisive truth forward. The Ace of Swords says, truth cuts through every remaining lie, and no performance can survive this blade. A revelation lands that strips away her final defense, and the timing of it feels divinely orchestrated. The Ace of Swords confirms that justice operates through truth, and that truth speaks louder than her version. A voice in her circle breaks rank and shares what they saw, and that testimony changes everything. The clarity this card delivers does not arrive gently, and it lands with the force of something overdue. The Ace of Swords cuts through her final illusion, and the raw reality beneath leaves her completely exposed. Her ability to spin the story reaches its limit, and the Ace of Swords slices that ability apart. The truth does not require your involvement to spread, and it moves through channels she cannot block. You do not need to lift a finger, and the cards confirm your hands remain clean throughout this. The action unfolding against her is karmic and precise, and every consequence aligns with what she caused. Nothing about this correction overshoots or falls short, and the accuracy confirms a higher hand at work. Her attempts to redirect blame toward you fall flat, and the people listening no longer believe her words. The Ace of Swords confirms the final cut already landed, and what remains of her defense is nothing. What comes next enters her hidden confessions, and the cards say what she buries is worse than anticipated. The cards sank into a layer she never wanted exposed, and what lives here is her darkest truth. She hides more than the world suspects, and the full weight of her secrets presses harder every night. Behind closed doors, she is unraveling quietly, and the composure she wears in public is a crumbling mask. She knows what she did, and that knowledge sits in her chest like a stone she cannot move. The guilt she categorically refuses to name eats at her, and it surfaces in ways she cannot control. She wakes at night, replaying what she orchestrated, and the thick silence amplifies every buried regret. Her sleep fractured months ago, and the insomnia she battles is a direct consequence of her guilty conscience. The first card is the Moon reversed, and it arrived exposing the lies she tells herself to survive. The Moon reversed says she lives inside her own deception, and reality terrifies her more than any enemy. She constructed an internal narrative where she was justified, and that narrative is disintegrating piece by piece. The Moon reversed confirms she fears being truly seen, and exposure is the nightmare that haunts her most. She rehearses responses to accusations that nobody made yet, and that constant paranoia systematically consumes her from within. Her thoughts spiral at random hours, and the mental exhaustion from maintaining her lies ages her from within. She confesses nothing to the people closest to her, and that silence creates a prison only she occupies. The Moon reversed says she lost the ability to separate lies from truth, and that confusion torments her. She cannot remember which version of events she told and to whom, and the contradictions multiply around her. Her mirror reflects a version of herself she despises, and she avoids confronting it at every possible turn. The confession buried deepest inside her is envy, and that envy never dissolved despite everything she took. She wanted what you carry naturally, and no amount of scheming ever produced the authentic quality you possess. That failure haunts her worse than consequences, and it confirms a void inside her that cannot be filled. She deleted messages and erased evidence of her orchestrated plotting, and that act of destruction was driven by overwhelming panic. The next card is the Devil reversed, and it arrived showing chains she placed around her own neck. The Devil reversed says she is trapped by her patterns, and the addiction to control destroyed her peace. She cannot stop manipulating, even when it costs her, and that compulsion runs deeper than conscious choice now. The Devil reversed confirms she recognizes her own toxicity, and that recognition brings no comfort or relief. She watches herself repeat the same destructive cycles, and awareness of it makes the repetition even more painful. She sees the damage she caused reflected in lost relationships, and each departure reinforces what she already knows. Her private moments are saturated with a dread she masks, and that dread intensifies as more truth surfaces. She carries a fear that everything catches up, and the cards confirm that fear is well-founded. The Devil reversed says freedom was always available to her, and she chose captivity because honesty felt worse. She had every chance to come clean and chose silence, and that silence testifies louder than any confession. The people who left did so quietly, and the absence of confrontation denied her the drama she craves. Her confession is that she became what she accused you of, and that irony suffocates her constantly. The hidden truth is that she envies your peace, and she knows she cannot manufacture what you carry. What comes next closes this reading with your future, and the cards say restoration already moves toward you. The final stretch of this reading holds the greatest weight, and I need you fully present for this. The first card is the Sun, and it arrived flooding your near future with clarity and deep restoration. The Sun says the dark season you endured is ending, and light returns to every area she damaged. What was hidden about you is now revealed in truth, and your reputation heals faster than you expect. The Sun confirms that joy re-enters your daily life, and the heaviness you carried dissolves with speed. People who misunderstood you begin seeing the full picture, and that shift restores connections you thought lost. Abundance returns without you chasing it, and the Sun says opportunities arrive that match your actual worth. Restoration is not a reward for pain, and the Sun says it was always yours and merely delayed. Your near future holds a visible reversal others witness, and the contrast between your path and hers speaks. The Sun does not restore partially, and what returns comes back fuller and stronger than what was taken. You step into a season where your name carries warmth, and the stain she attempted leaves no mark. The weight you shouldered through her interference lifted, and the relief arriving in your body confirms that shift. Your nervous system begins settling into safety again, and the hypervigilance she triggered in you finally dissolves. The next card is the King of Cups, and it arrived as your advice card with emotional wisdom. The King of Cups says, remain emotionally sovereign and do not let bitterness fill the space she vacated. Your power lives in your composure, and the king confirms that continuing in dignity protects everything ahead. Do not engage her drama or respond to provocation, and let the universe handle what remains of her. The King of Cups advises emotional stillness, and that stillness attracts the restoration already moving your way. Your calm is your greatest weapon now, and the king confirms that peace draws better outcomes than vengeance. Guard your energy carefully in the coming weeks, and release remaining anger because it only anchors the past. Forgiveness is not required for her, and the king says your freedom comes from releasing the weight instead. Now let me bring the full message together, because every card confirmed one single, undeniable conclusion here. The message was that a woman plotted against you, and she is now facing serious and unavoidable trouble. The Seven of Swords exposed her betrayal, and the Tower shattered every structure she built against you. Justice confirmed divine correction, and the Five of Pentacles honored the isolation you endured through her. The Empress restored your value, and strength confirmed your composure was the most powerful response possible. The Queen reversed exposed what she hid, and the Ten of Swords confirmed her own blades found her. The Three of Swords confirmed heartbreak became hers, and the Wheel reversed ended her season of advantage. The Ace of Swords brought decisive truth forward, and the Moon reversed exposed the lies she told herself. The Devil reversed showed chains she placed on herself, and the Sun restored your future with undeniable light. The King of Cups advised sovereignty, and every card pointed toward your complete and total restoration ahead. Not one card in this spread sided with her, and the unanimous direction carries undeniable spiritual weight. This is real and already in motion, and the cards left no room for doubt about what unfolds. If this confirmed what you sensed all along, come back and tell me when your restoration fully arrives. Your season of trouble ended here across this table, and her season of consequence is only just beginning. The gap between where you head and where she falls widens every single day from this point forward. Thank you for trusting me with something this heavy, and thank you for sitting through every part patiently. Take this truth with you tonight, and know that what was taken from you is already being returned. The first card is the Sun, and it arrived flooding your near future with clarity and deep restoration. The Sun says the dark season you endured is ending, and light returns to every area she damaged. What was hidden about you is now revealed in truth, and your reputation heals faster than you expect. The Sun confirms that joy re-enters your daily life, and the heaviness you carried dissolves with speed. People who misunderstood you begin seeing the full picture, and that shift restores connections you thought lost. Abundance returns without you chasing it, and the Sun says opportunities arrive that match your actual worth. Restoration is not a reward for pain, and the Sun says it was always yours and merely delayed. Your near future holds a visible reversal others witness,